Well, hello everybody. Chef Decker here with section 5.1 video resource for math for the professional kitchen. I'm so excited because this chapter is what I've been waiting to talk to you about all semester long. This is where we get into recipe costing. This is where we get into things like selling price and food cost percentage, but none of it would be possible if you didn't know everything that you've learned from that very first time you stepped foot in the classroom and started learning from section 1.1 up until 4.4 where we just ended. So this is a really exciting point. So what we're going to cover today is something called AP cost per unit. And if you turn in your book, this is in section 5.1. And the primary formula that we are going to be using today is AP cost divided by number of units purchased will give us the AP cost per unit. Now you all know that I like a why. Chef, why does this matter? Why do I need to know this? Well, let me give you two scenarios. I warned you all that now that you're culinary students, people will be tapping into your skills and asking you to cater all the time. So let's assume that a family member asks you to do some hors d'oeuvres for an upcoming baby shower. And they ask you to do mini quiche. So you have a recipe, you go all the way back to section 2 and you scale that recipe, excuse me, to come up with the recipe that's exactly the right size to make the number of quiches that you did. And when you do that, maybe your recipe says, okay, you need 2.5 cups of flour. So you're trying to say, okay, how much is this recipe going to cost me so that I know how much to charge the client for? Well, this is the first step in doing it. So I'm going to assume as a very small caterer, right now you're going to be shopping at the grocery store. So you get yourself to Wegmans and you pick up a bag of AP flour and it weighs 5 pounds and let's say it costs $3.69. Okay, so I have that written here. Our flour cost $3.69 and you get 5 pounds in that. So let's do that formula. AP cost $3.69 divided by 5, number of units purchased, because we get 5 pounds in that bag. And what do we get? I think it's something like 74 cents. Does that seem right? 0.738. Okay? So per pound, we are paying, per cost per unit, if the unit is pound, we are paying 74 cents. But remember, not all recipes are written by weight, right? I bet for that example you wish they were. You look at your recipe and you say, okay, to make the amount of quiche that I need 2.5 cups of AP flour. What is the cost of the AP flour in this recipe? Well, my units purchased is 5 pounds. Cost is $3.69. What does 2.5 cups cost then? Well, you've been with me long enough to know that if you're going to ask questions about converting or relationships between volume and weight, you need the help from a superhero resource. And what resource is that? You're right, the Book of Yields. So since I don't have the Book of Yields in front of me, as most of you know, today is a day that I am working from home because I have a sick child. I'm going to go back in my memory and I'm going to think that a cup of flour weighs 7.1 ounces. So if I'm wrong, you can email, text me, make fun of me in class, but let's just go with that. Let's just say that it's true that 1 cup of AP flour weighs 7.1 ounces, okay? So assuming that's true, we want to know how many cups are in this 5 pound bag. So let's bridge it out, okay? We're going to start the bridge with what we want to convert. We have 5 pounds. We want to know how many cups are in that 5 pound bag. Okay, so we know pounds has to come down. And look here. We know that what the Book of Yields has connected, let no man separate. So which of these are we going to put next? Cups or ounces? Well, duh. We're all very comfortable with saying the fact that there are 16 ounces in a pound. So let's put ounces here. Let's fill in what we know, 16 ounces in 1 pound. Ounces come down, and again, that rule that you do not separate, we put cups up here. And in the case of AP flour, 1 cup weighs 7.1 ounces. So now it's time, let's see, this one's easy, 7.1 on the bottom. Let me get my calculator. So if we say 5 times 16 equals 80. So now 80 divided by 7.1 means that there are 11.2, we'll call it 676 cups. 11.2676 cups in a 5-pound bag of flour. Okay, well now we can do this formula. 369 divided by 5 pounds, and this are the same thing, right? It's just a different language. This is weight. This is, if we put a cup in there and just kept scooping out until the 5-pound bag of flour was gone, we would be able to scoop out 11.2676 cups if I was right, and a cup weighs 7.1%. Let's hope that I am. Okay, so if we do that, we take the 369 divided by 11.2676. Let's do that together on our calculator and see what we get. 3.69 divided by 11.2676, and we get 32.3274 cents per cup. Okay, now we said that our recipe calls for 2.5 cups, so 2.5 cups then times this tells you how much you're spending on flour in this recipe. So you're spending about 82 cents on the flour in that recipe. Easy peasy, and we're not even going to get to this step yet. That's not until 5.2. But I just wanted to finish out our example, okay? So what you're going to be doing is, I want you to review this problem if you need to. Let me zoom in so you can see a little bit better the map that we did there. Your job is to divide AP cost by the number of units purchased to get the AP cost per unit. Now, if you look at the worksheet that I've included, you'll see that some of them are pretty easy. Look at number 2. It says cumin seeds. You pay $10.42 per pound. So how much do you pay per ounce? Well, that one's going to be easy peasy. What are we going to do? How many ounces are in 1 pound? 16. So 1042 divided by 16 will give you that answer. Part B of that question says, what is the cost per tablespoon? Okay, now we're doing the same thing. We're talking pound is how we buy it, but the recipe is using tablespoons. So you're going to have to set it up the way that we set it up here, using the piece of information that they gave you, that 1 tablespoon weighs 0.212 of an ounce. Okay, you can do this. At this point, you're really good at setting up the bridge. So start with what you want to convert. You want to know how many tablespoons are in a pound. So start with the pound. Use the information they gave you. They gave you tablespoon to ounce. So which one are we going to put next in the bridge? We're going to go from pounds to ounces, right? And then we can go ounces to tablespoons. And then you can come up with how many tablespoons are in this pound container of cumin seeds, and then you can divide by that many tablespoons to know how much or what your price is per tablespoon. Okay, so I think this is pretty easy. Like I say, we're going to just bite off one section at a time. We're getting really good at it, and then guess what we're going to do next time we meet? You guessed it, we're going to quiz just on this. So between now and next class, do the worksheet that I've uploaded. Make sure you send that back to me or bring it to class because it is graded. Do your homework. Don't forget the answers from the back of the book. So check and make sure that you're on the right track. And in the meantime, if you have any questions, call me, text me, email me, stop by during office hours. You know that I'm here to help you. Okay, good luck everybody. I'll see you soon. Bye.